Sundial Growers, SNDL, is a licensed producer of cannabis that cultivates small batches of individual rooms as part of a craft-at-scale growing approach. By all measures, the cannabis company was overlooked for most of 2020 as investors opted for more mainstream names to invest in. Today, we will check out Sundial Grower stock analysis and price prediction 2021. Number 8. Who exactly is Sundial Growers? Sundial is based in Calgary, Alberta, with limited operations in Western Canada. The company's top brands include Top Leaf, Sundial Cannabis, Palmetto, and Grasslands. By nearly all measures, Sundial Growers is a small player in the cannabis industry compared to its peers. The company's last earnings report was released in early November. Sundial said it lost 1% share in its third quarter, which marked an improvement from a loss of $1.06 in the prior quarter. On the other hand, investors were quick to lower their SNDL share price forecast as revenue of 12.9 million Canadian dollars missed expectations of 17.34 million Canadian dollars. But it wasn't long until the stock started moving higher. The first leg higher took place in late November when former U.S. President Donald Trump publicly acknowledged his administration will fully support the presidential transition process. At that time, President-elect Joe Biden indicated he would look to decriminalize marijuana. While clearly a bullish indicator for Sundial, it still wouldn't justify SNDL stock predictions near $4 in the coming months. Number 7. Sundial Growers stock forecast. The Sundial Growers Inc. stock holds a sell signal from the short-term moving average. At the same time, however, there is a buy signal from the long-term average. Bank of America analyst Brian Spillane said in a late November 2020 research note that expectations for changes in U.S. cannabis laws naturally bode well for the industry. But the research firm singled out Canopy Growth as a potential winner in the space. Compared to Sundial Growers, Canopy Growth is a true industry titan with 1.59 billion Canadian dollars in cash on hand at the end of 2020. By contrast, Sundial Growers' position was a fraction of that at 60 million Canadian dollars. Back to the analyst report, the research firm said Canopy's recent management changes, right-sizing of its business, and inevitable cash position puts it in a superior position to dominate the U.S. market. Even after an early December $200 million shelf announcement, Sundial would certainly be competing against Canopy and other giants from a clear point of weakness. Yet none of this really mattered as a perfect storm of events created a catalyst that helped push Sundial stock much higher. SNDL, a penny stock, caught the eye of Reddit group Wall Street Bets, which decided to pump up the stock to elicit a short squeeze. Penny stocks are easier to manipulate, and SNDL was one of the cheapest stocks in the marijuana sector. Due to its rally, the stock's call volumes have broken records. According to The Fly, its option volumes neared 1.2 million contracts at mid-session on February 10th, which are 18 times its normal volumes. Around 1.23 billion shares changed hands, representing almost all shares outstanding. Sun Growers has taken advantage of the rally and has announced it raised nearly $100 million through the sale of stock and warrants. Other positive catalysts for the marijuana sector were Canopy Growth's strong earnings and robust outlook, and news of Tilray entering the UK market. Number 6. Sundial list on NASDAQ erases debt, and more good news. Sundial's stock run continued through the end of December 2020, after the company announced several favorable updates. The company confirmed on December 11th approvals to transfer the listing of its common shares to the NASDAQ capital market. Days later, the company said it is debt-free after a 21.9 million Canadian dollar prepayment of its outstanding debt. On December 28, the company announced a licensing deal with Simply Solventless to process and manufactures a site of solventless cannabis concentrates. 2 days later, the company acquired a special purpose that owned nearly 60 million Canadian dollars of Zenabis Global's senior secured debt. As a part of the deal, Zenabis would pay Sundial a royalty on medical, recreational, and wholesale cannabis sales for 32 fiscal quarters. Clearly, the company ended 2020 in a much better position. Still, the answer to will SNDL stock go up to $1 and beyond has yet to be justified, as shares ended the year below the 50-cent mark. Number 5. 2021 euphoria isn't justified. Sundial's start to 2021 picked up where 2020 left off, as the company was on a path to justify a bullish stance on the SNDL stock buy, sell, or hold debate. Outside of management's control, a major catalyst was underway, courtesy of a Reddit forum. On January 27th, Sundial Growers was one of the top 20 trending names on Reddit's Wall Street Bets forum. This was home to the original plot to drive GameStop's stock higher and force hedge funds to cover their losing short position and push shares even higher. On January 28th, Sundial stock was halted on multiple occasions and at one point was higher by more than 100%. The company took advantage of the surge and reported a $100 million share offering. Coinciding with the Reddit frenzy, U.S. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and other high-ranking Democrats said they will release a federal marijuana legalization proposal in the early part of this year. Elsewhere, a major M&A deal took place in the cannabis space as GW Pharmaceuticals, the original pioneer in the medical cannabis market, sold itself to Jazz Pharmaceuticals. Number 4. What does its future hold? There is news to hold the attention of Sundial bulls. After all, on January 6, cannabis stocks rallied on hopes that a democratically controlled Congress would pass legislation to boost the U.S. cannabis market, according to MarketWatch. Cantor Fitzgerald analyst Pablo Zuanic wrote a note to clients that he expected the government to be able to take stronger regulatory measures to make it possible for banks to do business with cannabis companies, noted MarketWatch. Sundial announced new products on January 11th. Andrew Storduer, president and chief operating officer, said Sundial will produce premium products based on demand from a growing group of consumers for solventless, flavorful, pure, and potent cannabis concentrates, according to a press release. Number 3. What's next for Sundial? Back to the pennies? Sundial's management team deserves some credit for making necessary changes to better position itself to tackle the growing cannabis market. But there is little to no reason to believe the company will disproportionately benefit from the industry growth. If the majority of industry growth comes from south of the border, there isn't even any guarantee Sundial will be able to get a shot of entering the market. There are already U.S.-based operators in cannabis-friendly states that would be better positioned to address a new national demand. Meanwhile, in Canada, Sundial's market share of the recreational market was just 3.3%. Number 2. Support, risk, and stop-loss. On the downside, the stock finds support just below today's level from accumulated volume at $1.21 and $1.15. There is natural risk involved when a stock is testing a support level, since if this is broken, the stock then may fall to the next support level. In this case, Sundial Growers Inc. finds support just below today's level at $1.21. If this is broken, then the next support from accumulated volume will be at $1.15 and $1.04. This stock may move very much during a day volatility, and with a very large prediction interval from the Bollinger Band, this stock is considered to be very high risk. During the last day, the stock moved 15 cents between high and low, or 11.90%. Number 1. Is SNDL stock a good buy now? While the marijuana industry's outlook seems strong, there are better ways to play this sector than SNDL stock. The company has a history of poor operating performance. It's also been embroiled in legal troubles. There is no reason to believe this is the case, but the company is showing a willingness to improve itself. Will SNDL stock go up in the near term amid additional volatility? Perhaps, but there is no guarantee. Don't forget that if you are not ready to make Sundial Growers a part of your long-term portfolio, you can always benefit from its price fluctuations with contracts for difference. Capitalize on the SNDL price swings. Open a long trade if you believe the price will go up, or go short if you expect it to fall. Do let us know what are your thoughts about this stock. Please subscribe to the Stock Advisor. Thanks for watching.